My Obsession with Hatsune Miku by JaidenAnimations.
Music is a huge part of our society. It brings people together, lets you express yourself in new and creative ways, can even help you get through tough times. Personally, for me, I don't get it. I'm sorry. I've honestly never been a big music person. I know, throw me into a volcano. I would just rather watch YouTube videos. I don't know. I like the constant flashing colors and pictures, I think. Like, I don't hate music. For the most part, I could honestly listen to anything. But that's kind of it, you know? Nothing stands out to me and I don't go out of my way to listen to it. If anyone out there is like me, you understand the pain of when a conversation starts turning towards the topic of music. You know exactly what's coming. And you're helpless to stop it. There's nothing you can do. It's already in motion. The person you're talking to opens their mouth and you wince as they say it. So what kind of music do you listen to?
I literally answer this question by pretty much everything, right? How many heard, what is it, Watsky? Didn't he do a rap on Idaho? And it was a bunch of really like crude puns and stuff like that. I mean, I've listened to stuff like that. I listened to The Price of Freedom, Final Fantasy Crisis Core's OST, right? I listened to Footfalls, Final Fantasy 14. Listened to Halo. Oh, but what about not video game stuff, Kip? I mean, I've listened to Sum 41, one of my favorite bands, My Chemical Romance, Welcome to the Black Parade. That piano note, that additional piano note is just peak, right? Subject matter of this video, Vocaloid. I personally don't like Miku as much as I do Luka. I think Luka, Megurine Luka, is absolutely underrepresented, but I think she's absolutely banger. I've listened to things like, what is it? Take This Life was done by who? In Flames. I've listened to like In Flames, Dragon Force, Ozzy Osbourne, a number of things. I'm kind of that social chameleon that I could even listen to country, you know, like hardcore, like Solo Cup, Red Solo Cup country. I'm just kind of that social chameleon where I can listen to pretty much anything. Exactly.
Oh, I don't really listen to music. Like, not at all.
That's fine.
Maybe like some video game music every once in a while, but that's kind of it.
Pokemon music is hard though.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that conversational stumbling, the person starts talking about the music they like, and you have to stand there and take it. Oh, that sounds cool. I should give it a listen. You're just
not taking social cues. That's like when you try to talk, say, NFL or AFL, like American football, right, around Kip. And I'm just like, yes. One time I liked the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then everyone's going to start just absolutely mollywobbing. You're like, I have no idea what I just said. I have no idea why everyone's pissed off at me. Meanwhile, somebody's talking to you about like Kansas City, Tampa Bay. And you're just like, bro, I have no idea. I said a thing, and I've apparently just offended somebody so greatly. I now have a blood feud over my head.
flying through your teeth, not being convinced in the slightest, and will immediately forget every piece of information they tried to feed you. Even if I wanted to look it up later, my brain goes, get this out of here immediately. We've got to make room for the 4-hour-long video essay about Freddy Fazbear.
Yes!
Basically, I don't connect to music the way the majority of people do, and no one, including me, is happy about it. Look, I've tried to contribute in my own way, but no one else listens to the Mario Kart Cheeseland theme in their free time. It's good. No one believes me. Now, on a completely unrelated note, a while ago I wanted to get into a hobby that was fun and active at the same time because I do not move if not incentivized to.
Yeah.
And that's not good. I'd like to still be fully functional at the age of 30. So after a bit of soul searching and digging around in the old ideas jar, I decided to try out DDR. I got a dance pad, downloaded some fun video game songs and anime intros to Dance Dance Revolution 2, and I got really into it. It was the most active I've been since high school. I was doing cardio for hours on end. Who am I? After playing my batch of custom songs for a few months, I decided to download some more stuff. And that's when I casually thought to myself, I wonder if there's any good Vocaloid charts. Now, to start a completely new tangent again, Vocaloid is a voice synthesizer program, yada yada yada. Basically, it's robot voices.
Leak. Well, okay, remember when we didn't know, and this is going to appeal to, like, you Vocaloid fans out there. Remember when Megurine Luka was coming out, and we didn't know what her thing was going to be? We had her have, like, a demon sword. We had her have so many things, and now it's just a tuna fish. Oh, my God. Of course, my favorite Vocaloid has a fish as their fucking... I hate these fish so much.
You can control to write songs, and there's different characters based on what voice you use. The most common example, You know her. You love her.
Miku.
Is Hatsune Miku. Yep, strap in, folks. We're finally talking about Hatsune Miku.
I'm in.
My
I'm
beloved.
ready.
My history with Hatsune Miku is a bit all over the place. I first got really into her in high school. I don't remember exactly how, but I probably just stumbled onto some of her popular songs while browsing YouTube one day. Either way, I was obsessed. And that was the...
Wait. Is this... It's not Romeo and Cinderella. What is this? Is this Sekai? That's World Is Mine, right? I think, yeah. This is World Is Mine. I think mine was, I'd have to say probably Rolling Girls, followed by Melt. wowaka went hard. Oh my god. Wow. You like that I just like know what song this is? I don't know. I was kind of that weird, like, niche Luka fan that actually like Dancer in the Dark. I know a lot of people like some of her other projects and stuff, but I don't know. Oh, God. Sekai Day.
And that was the first instance of me actually listening to music, which, as you know, was groundbreaking. I loved Hatsune Miku so much that in my senior year of English class, the teacher told us to write a PowerPoint presentation about anything we wanted. Most kids talked about like ending racism or recycling or something like that,
right,
but I decided my presentation was gonna be about our girl, Hatsune Miku. You know, just as morally important as ending racism and preventing global warming.
I mean, honestly, have you seen VTubers, right? Look at how Vocaloid and was it Alley Project was one of the other ones. Flandred Scarlet. She was Alley Project, right? Kind of back in the day, 10-ish years ago, and now we have VTubers, you know, today. I feel like there's a little bit of inspiration from that, to be fair. My senior project was super dumb. I did my senior project in like 3 weeks, I think, because I procrastinated it. And I eventually just was on the subject of just like, yeah, how's this material through the post office, right? Like the postal service in the US. Man, it's a really good presentation. I actually learned a lot from that. I still passed. I did it in 3 weeks. And one day I'm just like, yeah, I should probably do this so I don't fail.
Of course, I disguised it as a presentation about our hologram concert's going to be the future of live music. But it was really just an excuse to gush about Miku because I desperately needed that outlet. I was a lonely child. Honestly, I'm not even sure how I mustered up the courage to do that presentation in the first place, because as the shy art girl who never talked to or hung out with anyone, it was a bold choice for me to talk about something considered so strange and nerdy at the time. I started my presentation.
I did a speech and debate class presentation on Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, and it was literally I had like 12 slides dedicated to monsters level 1 through 9, or 1 through 12. Can't remember level 9 Karibo, stuck in my head. Like, I totally get this. I was in speech and debate class with my buddy. We'll call him R at the time. We were literally doing a link cable from my Game Boy to his Game Boy. He had an SP, I think. I had an SP as well. We did our SPs. Game Boy link cabled Pokemon like Yellow to Gold, or at least we attempted to, because there's certain interactions you can do with that. Oh my god! Like I feel this. I was definitely the kid that played Yu-Gi-Oh! In the high school library. Went on lunch, played Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely looked up read manga on lunch, read way too much of that. Legend of the Five Rings wiki, read all about the Anvil of Blood, Second Battle of Baden Pass, the Second Day of Thunder, Spider Clan, how they came to be, Fulang, Naruto, Izanagi, successfully calling Izanami once the Danzo versus Sasuke fight was actually still new. I was a nerd, okay? I'm still a nerd, okay? I've been a lonely nerd for so long that as soon as I get to talk about something cool like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, and I don't have to talk about things like foreign policy and macro issues, I'm just a completely different person. This video is just vibing with me.
And immediately was like, oh my god, what the hell am I doing talking about a holographic Japanese pop icon in front of my normie-ass classmates?
Exactly.
I regret every moment I didn't stop myself from getting right here. After playing Miku's viral World Is Mine performance for the class, one of the popular girls was like, that was cool, can we watch another?
Exactly.
And I thought she was making fun of me, so I just sat back down. As much as I loved Miku back then, my anxiety got the better of me, and I slowly drifted away from her because I didn't want to feel like a social outcast.
So Jaden and I at this point have gone the complete opposite way. We have now diverged at this point, where Jaden didn't want to be seen as a social outcast. I just embraced it. I am the person that posted cringy anime memes and stuff like that. I went the complete opposite. But Kip, you seem like you're such a well-adjusted adult and seem like you're pretty legit and have your stuff in order. Well, I'm glad you think that. I don't think you understand how much Yu-Gi-Oh! I have over there just sitting on my desk ready to be opened, how much L5R I have just in a box somewhere under my bed, and how much I really just need to go through all the old I have so much nerdy stuff that I want to do. And Disappearance of Hatsune Miku. Oh, that's one really good song, really sad song. Very fast-paced, actually, in terms of tempo. I actually do recommend it. Second, very relevant for the setting. I liked that. That's super fun. I love it. Very good
Dog eat dog world when you're a teenager, and you know it. We were all just trying to survive out there. I'm sorry, Miku. I was weak. Fast forward to current Jaiden. I've grown up a bit, am more sure of myself, learned some life lessons, am not surrounded by self-conscious teenagers 24/7.
This soundtrack is from Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, I think. I think this is, Chabin's lab? Dr. Kamiko's lab, right? I think. You like how... There's my citation for being nerdy.
I'm now sitting here in front of my computer screen with a choice. Should I choose to yet again repress myself from pursuing a niche and uncommon interest because of self-conscious fears? Or am I gonna choose self-healing and growth and allow myself to fully re-explore the world of a Japanese virtual pop star to play DDR2?
That one. Yes,
Crank up that, Miku. I started downloading songs I listened to years ago, found some new ones. I was exploring and already getting more and more into the music I chose to leave behind out of fear years ago. I was flourishing, and that's how it began. I didn't know it back then, but this was the first step of a hyperfixation like no other I've experienced. Hatsune Miku was showing me the ways of truly enjoying music. I was playing her whenever I was in the car, consistently looking up new songs and artists to add to my playlist, even listening to her while I work or play video games, which I pretty much never did. My world was changing. And it was all hers. This wasn't just the music either, it was straight up about Hatsune Miku. I've never been a figure collector, but I started buying so many Miku figures I had to get a custom shelf in my office just to display them all. Dude, it's such a double-edged sword to be into Miku because the fan base is constantly being fed. New Miku this, new Miku that. Gorgeous figures are coming out like every month. What am I supposed to do? Not buy them? Every house needs...
Exactly. No, and every year they do, Racing Miku. We have so many Miku figures still coming out. And it's not that I don't like Miku. I do respect Miku. I do like Miku. Rolling Girl by Miku is probably one of my all-time, top single digits, top 5 favorite songs ever, right? That is no small praise. I just happen to like Luka a little better. Rin and Ren, the twins, okay. Mako had that appeal to her. Her voice is really weird to work with, though. Luka's was designed for more, she had a deeper tone, was actually, I think, more for English voices. I think that was kind of her shtick. But, I don't know. If you looked up Megurine Luka, and it's, pink hair, mature looking, you're like, yeah, that makes sense for Kip. You will 100% see it.
To have at least one Miku. That's a feng shui rule. Also, a huge oversight on my part. When I got my Miku shelf installed, I wanted it above my computer. It turned out great and displays them really well.
Nice.
But when I'm actually sitting at my desk and want to look up and admire my figures, all I see is accidental upskirt shots, and I feel so bad. I'm sorry, Miku. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I promise. It was a miscalculation on my part. So whenever I'm at my desk, I just don't look up. As most of you probably know, Pokemon invited Jacob and me to Japan to attend the Pokemon World Championships back in August. That was actually a really cool event. The only thing that marred it was the tweet canceling a very specific event, something that a lot of people were upset about. A lot of people had travel plans to go to, but that was the only thing that marred, as far as I'm aware, that World Championships. I think it was the first one since the virus hit. So this was huge. I actually need to look at my professorship and see if I can still requalify. I don't know. I've always been a huge Pokemon fan. Okay, chat, you have to understand, right? I'm opening my drawer right now. My drawer literally under my desk, right? You can probably hear me doing this. XD Gale of Darkness, that's Animal Crossing Wild World, Animal Crossing GameCube, Pokemon Coliseum 1, Pokemon 2, Coliseum 2, Pokemon Leaf Green, Pokemon Ruby. Those are all my e-reader berry cards for the English games. That's Pokemon Soul Silver, Pokemon Heart Gold, Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Gold in their cart forms. The pack to transfer from the Nintendo Game Boy Color games and Game Boy games to Stadium 1, Stadium 2. Pokemon Red, I love Pokemon, right? The issue is that, honestly, not dissimilar to me in firearms content, I don't have things to do people with. And I think that's part of why I got pulled into content creation.
and so doing stuff like this. Because if I'm ever feeling like, hey, I just need to do something, I can just go live. I can just do a video. I can just do stuff, right? And I get to have fun. Because much like Jaiden was saying, it's kind of a lonely teen. It's kind of a lonely, nerdy teen. Sure, I've had friends, and I have really good friends. I don't have a lot of friends, though. And so, yeah, I filled the gap over the years with Pokemon and with Zelda, Majora's Mask being one of my all-time favorite games. I understand this on such a level.
Super fun, and the video of that trip should be up by now if I'd planned things correctly. If not, then oops. But Worlds also just so happened to overlap with Magical Mirai, also known as one of the biggest Hatsune Miku expos and concerts
I want to go to one of these. I want to.
We had to go. Since getting super into Miku, it became one of my biggest dreams to see her live in concert. Who knows if we'd ever get this perfect of an opportunity again? What if she invites me backstage and we became friends? I immediately tried to get tickets, but couldn't figure out how the Japanese ticket system worked.
Oh, no.
So Emily ended up having to help me out. She was also the one who told me about the concert in the first place. So thank you, Emily, my hero, my savior. We got tickets.
Absolute Chad.
But not actually, because if you don't know, the way Japan does most of their online ticket systems
virtual, right?
is through a gacha.
Oh no.
Yeah, random lottery. No matter how much money I was willing to hypothetically spend to get these tickets, at the end of the day, we were all just like those little numbered balls in that bingo spinner thing. Months pass as I eagerly await our fate. Then the email pops up in my inbox. I click it, scanning.
Okay, do you know how much I would do? Do you know how much I would shill? Okay, maybe not shill. How much I would do for a Hatsune Miku or a Megurine Luka, like, branded monitor? Do you know what I would do for that? A lot, actually.
I click it, scanning it way too quickly to understand any of the contents until my eyes catch it. Successfully obtained tickets.
Nice!
We're gonna see Miku! Suddenly life had color again. This is what living feels like. Air tasted more pure. The sun was smiling, beaming even. I smiled back for the first time. Something smelled like toast. You have no idea how excited I was. I don't even understand why I love Hatsune Miku as much as I do, but she has become—
I'm sorry, did we really just diss Luka?
I don't even—
So if you smell toast, oh hey, at least now you have toast.
understand why.
Yeah, okay, I know you have the butterfly things. Give me a second. I can show you exactly what I'm talking about for those that have no idea. Kip, what are you talking about? It is a song called Magnet, and that's actually like the art, like 1-for-1. Here you go. See? Oh man, this is a trip down memory lane for me. Bottom left, you have Luka. Oh, this is killing me. This is great.
I love Hatsune Miku as much as I do, but she has become one of the pillars of my being. Let's jump to the day of the concert. Jacob and I are in Japan and are just about to arrive at the convention center. I remember looking out the window of the taxi, getting so excited to see people wearing their Miku shirts and kimonos, and they had Miku bags. I felt like I was finally around my people. We get there, walk into the convention center, and a blast of Hatsune Miku hits us. Giant Miku statues and posters, booths stocked with Miku merchandise, almost everyone dressed head to toe in Miku clothes. I saw people with Hatsune Miku suitcases to hold all the Miku things they were buying. I immediately wanted to run around and look at everything all at once. There were multiple times where Jacob lost me because I just started walking off in different directions like a Miku moth. We spent a few—
Do not underestimate the absolute gravitational pull Miku has. Do not ever underestimate that.
hours looking around and buying things. We spent a lot of money, but eventually we started getting ready for the live concert. I was giddy with excitement at this point. She was gonna be right in front of me. We found our seats and dude, we were pretty damn close to the stage, especially for randomly selected seats. I couldn't believe how close we were gonna be to Hatsune Miku. I already knew going into it I was gonna cry frame one. If you didn't know, it's pretty standard to have special Miku glow sticks you can shake to the beat of whichever song is playing. You can even switch them to the coordinated color of whichever Vocaloid was on stage at the time. I've only learned about it from watching videos of concerts on YouTube thus far, and I gotta say, it was so fun to see people before the show warming up their arms and practicing their glow stick moves. They really take Hatsune Miku seriously, and I respect it so much. Some people were even quadruple wielding glow sticks. The record I personally saw was 6, like some sort of Miku Wolverine. It was a huge bummer though, because Jacob and I tried to buy some sticks of our own at the expo hall, but they were already sold out.
No.
So we didn't have any.
Oh no.
And it was kind of embarrassing. Soon enough, the Miku songs the venue was playing started getting louder and the house lights dimmed. And man, seeing the lights turn down and the teal glow of all the sticks emanating together to light up the room, honestly, it made me tear up. I don't even think I realized how much I loved Hatsune Miku until that moment. Being completely surrounded by people who love her just as much and more than I do. This is what it's like to be into music, isn't it? To experience these moments being completely engulfed in a community, all connected by a single art.
Yes.
I get it now. It's beautiful. The room.
That is actually the reason that I like it. It is so many people coming around for a common purpose, to be united just through music. And it is truly just next level and built different. So we're gonna segue for a second, just so you can understand kind of what this is. I obviously have to mute it for obvious reasons, but this is exactly what she's talking about. The glow stick, the whole thing. You have the stage that's Miku's projected on, right? And you have this performance that's being done, and everyone in the crowd just goes absolutely wild for it. Like, this has been one of those that, like, for years and years, really, God, it's been a decade since about high school, right? For over a decade, I've wanted to go to one of these because this is just that next level. It is just an absolute, just legendary concert. Look at this experience. It's great, right? But we're going to move on from that because, for obvious reasons, I won't want to play the sound because music. But that's what she's explaining. That's what she's explaining. That's the experience. It's next level to witness.
Glowed Miku blue, and everyone was cheering and shaking their glow sticks, anticipating her appearance. All the Vocaloids were introduced one by one with text on the hologram screen. Miko, Luka, Kaito, Kagamina, Rin, and Lan. And then Hatsune Miku. The crowd went ballistic. I could already feel myself holding back tears. A little digital poof explosion goes off, and there she was, right in front of us. She started singing, and Jacob and I were cheering and bouncing with the rest of the crowd. By the time she got a couple songs in, Jacob and I were definitely feeling left out for not having the glow sticks to shake, so we pulled out our Miku plushes to use in place of them, and that felt much better. By the end of the concert, Jacob was even dual-wielding Mikus. After a few songs, Miku disappeared, and the other Vocaloids played some of their songs. I honestly don't know them as well, so I wasn't too familiar with most of the songs they all played, but I was having a great time nonetheless. It was nice to not be fighting tears the whole time anymore as well. Then Miku came back and the concert continued on, and we learned some real nice glow stick moves, replaced with our Miku plushes, of course. There's the classic arm cheer on beat, the on beat off beat, the building cheer on to beat, even throw in the advanced building cheer on to double beat with a height. I'll say it, doing all those glow stick movements was honestly a really crazy arm workout.
Yes.
Like, we were working biceps and shoulders for 2 hours straight. Imagine Beat Saber, but higher up in the posture with almost no breaks. And if you don't commit, then Hatsune Miku thinks you hate her. I wanted to mention that in Vocaloid concerts, obviously they have a recording of the vocals because, but all the other instruments were absolutely real. There was a live band playing all the songs for the entire set. In the middle of the concert, there was even a nice little appreciation moment showcasing all the band members by name, accompanied by a little solo they got to play. I'm a big bass fan and would love to learn how to play it one day. And I know bass players get super neglected because everyone wants to watch the cool guitar players.
Exactly.
So I gave extra attention to the Miku bass player. They definitely noticed me cheering for them, probably because I could tell everyone was watching the guitar players and I was the only one actually looking at them. And the bass player smiled super wide and raised his bass to me, and I just thought that was a nice moment. Appreciate your bass players, guys. They need it. Anyway, the concert went on. There were awesome lasers and sparklers, fun costume changes from all the Vocaloids, great set list. Shout out to the guy in front of us that was there with his girlfriend and definitely more excited to be there than she was. Finally, it came to the encore. We had to convince Miku to play one more song. You know how, at least in America, people are cheering and screaming for an encore?
Right.
Well, Japan is like so quiet and polite. They were saying it like a suggestion. It was so quiet, kind of just a long session of applause with a whisper of Miku, Miku.
Drum it up,
if I were Hatsune Miku, I would have questioned if they even wanted the encore in the first place.
That has to do with cultural differences, obviously, and that could be a whole Japanese culture and that the meekness kind of thing. That one does make sense to me. I think America's definitely very loud. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's definitely different.
So we were asking for the encore for like 5 minutes straight. I was fully convinced she had left the building, but she came out for her last song.
You gotta build it up.
Was a blast. She was in her magical Mirai outfit for the year, and it was over. I've only gone to one other concert in my entire life, and it was because a friend in college had an extra ticket and invited me along. I didn't even know the band at the time. It was some random group called Fallout Boy or something.
Fallout Boy. Look, it's better than my concert. I went to the Idaho Knitting Factory back when I was in high school. This is 2009 to 2013. I can't remember what year it was specifically. But a band called like Severith was playing. They were okay. I liked them. That's the only real concert I've been to. I haven't, I've missed Sabaton. I've missed Dragon Force. I've missed so many big things. So like, I totally get this.
But I could have been to 1,000 concerts and still say this was the best one I've ever been to. I loved the energy, I loved how passionate and excited everyone was to be there, and I loved Hatsune Miku, and still do. I want to go to so many more of her concerts. It was a great event for me, and I want to relive it again and again. You might think it's weird or you don't get it. It's just a hologram robot girl, right? That's totally fine. If you can't find it in Vocaloid, I hope everyone has the opportunity to connect with or find a community to enjoy like I have with Hatsune Miku. Because moments like that concert are so incredible and I feel so lucky to have been there. I just want everyone to experience something like that in their lifetime.
Oh, 100%.
Getting into Vocaloid can be a bit intimidating, so for anyone that wants to give Miku a try or is just looking for a playlist of some of my favorite Vocaloid songs, I'm putting a link to a Miku playlist I've made and actively listened to in the description and probably the comments too. If I can convert at least a few people into Miku fans, that's a win in my book. I hope you enjoy. I am off to apply for more tickets to another Miku concert. Bye-bye.
No, this was great. This was a nice trip down memory lane, and I hope that I was able to add just enough that it kind of made a little bit of sense and people be like, oh, well, Kip kind of knows what he's talking about, kind of being the keyword, right? This was amazing. Thank you, JaidenAnimations, for an absolutely amazing video. Thank you, everyone who helped animate this, help everyone make it possible. I really do appreciate that. And absolutely, if someone, Jaiden, or on behalf of Jaiden, doesn't want content being reacted to, that's perfectly fine. Please feel free to email me. I think my email ended up getting just, kind of buried. The amount of emails I get, despite being super small, of just like, hey, business consultation. So if you don't want content reacted to, that's perfectly fine. Just Jaiden, someone on behalf of Jaiden, just email me. I'll be more than happy to take this video down. And I hope this was just a life into the, or look into the early life of not only Jaiden, but Kip as well. Someone who, both of us really just kind of, we're kind of awkward teens, it sounds like, and just kind of, fell in love with Vocaloid as a concept. And to this day, it's so awesome to just take a look and just see how many people can get unified at a Miku concert. It doesn't have to be music. It doesn't have to be a Miku concert, right? Find something in your life that gives you this much joy, that gives you so much joy that you want to discuss it. You want to be able to engage with it, to share it with others. And that is why I love it. So thank you, JaidenAnimations. Thank you, the team, for making this. I really do appreciate this. Let me know what your thoughts are in the description. Do you think that Kip liking Luka makes complete sense? Do you think that Luka is as people have said, a bottom? And why do you like Luka? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Let me know if I have bass music taste. Let me know if you think that, well, why Dancer in the Dark? Why not this? And definitely go check out Jaiden. I'll be checking out that playlist myself personally. Thank you everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one.